So let's start in with the section called Nazism and Communism as Political Ideologies. Because yes, there is an aspect to them that are political ideologies. And we have to define terms, okay? Definitions are very important. So what is Nazism? Nazism is a totalitarian political ideology directly associated with Adolf Hitler and the National Socialist German Workers' Party of World War II era Germany. Nazism is a form of fascism which incorporates the ideologies of strict authoritarianism, one of its underlying ideologies, political dictatorship, devout nationalism, racism, white supremacy, anti-Semitism, social Darwinism, which we're going to talk about, and eugenics into its system of beliefs and practices. What is fascism? So as a definition, fascism is an authoritarian, ultra-nationalist political ideology and movement characterized by a dictatorial leader, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition, belief in a natural social hierarchy, subordination of individual rights for the perceived quote-unquote good of the nation and race, and strong regimentation of society and the economy. It has been historically symbolized by the symbol of the fasces, seen there in the middle, an axe surrounded by a bundle of rods. And that symbol represents the strong centralization of political authority and power by the rods being bound around the central axe. What is communism? Communism is a socio-political and economic ideology within the socialist movement, whose goal is the creation of a socio-economic order centered around common ownership, quote unquote. There really is no such thing, but that is what the claim is, of the means of production, distribution, and exchange that allocates products to everyone in the society based on, quote, need. Again, a claim. It has been historically symbolized by the emblem of the hammer and sickle, representing the combined strength of both workers and food producers. Again, the hammer representing workers and industry, and the sickle representing food production. What is socialism? Socialism is a system of society or group living in which there is no private property. And this is going to be a recurring theme throughout the presentation, and in which the means of production and distribution of goods and services are owned and controlled by the state, or in other words, the government. That is the basic definition of socialism, and as we will be discussing, both of these totalitarian ideologies are rooted in socialism. So let's clear up one common misperception in the human population. Nazism and communism are not diametric opposites. You hear this from people that buy into the political ideology. They buy into left versus right politics, the political spectrum as it's called. These are not opposites. They are almost identical in every way that they are carried out in the respective societies that they were implemented in, and I'm going to show and prove that. It's all socialism. Nazism is national socialism. Communism is international socialism. They are both forms of socialism. They only differ in the method by which they are going to get to a world dictatorship. Nazism is national socialism. It spreads its form of totalitarian control by growing to cult-like proportions within a single nation state, then through military conquest over surrounding nations, eventually becoming a world empire through conquest. Communism, on the other hand, is international socialism. It just varies in its approach, and it spreads its form of totalitarian control through the conquest of worldview and social institutions first, eventually becoming a world empire through regional centralization of power and policy making in its satellite nations. So it's just a difference in approach, but they are both forms of socialism, where ultimately it's neo-feudalism, and private property is going away. And if private property goes away, rights go away, because all rights are based in property rights, as we'll talk about later. People have to get out